Alright, humans, here is a menu where you get to decide how you want to watch this Pokemon BATAW match. If you click the top option, you'll watch the match with my commentary at normal speed, as if it were a normal video. However, if you don't like my commentary, or you'd rather watch the match at a faster speed with music, then there's the bottom option. If you don't click anything within the next couple of seconds, then the match will just play normally, as though you did click the top option. And yeah, and remember, if you want to make a match against me, then there's a link in the description where you can do so. Anyway, enjoy, humans! I gotta say, these pictures are really quite nice here in this bug type. Oh! Jesus, I didn't even see you guys there. Hello, humans, I'm Yoshiller. Welcome back to some more Pokemon BATAW. I wish you guys wouldn't sneak up on me like that. I mean, you gotta give me some time to prepare, but alright. I'll show you guys a Pokemon BATAW match. My opponent today is KirbyComment. He left a request saying that I had to use at least one Pokemon from each of my Pokemon teams. Now, I only have 5 Pokemon teams and 6 slots in my Pokemon party, so the 6th Pokemon could just be whatever I wanted. The other 5 had to be at least one from each of my 5 Pokemon teams. So, here we go. In this match, I also decided to try a little bit of a different type of strategy. But anyway, the song playing right now, I believe, is the legendary Pokemon battle theme, and that's the first time that this song is playing during one of my Pokemon BATAW matches. So here we go. I start off with Shedinja. Now, you might notice that Shedinja had like 135 HP. For those of you that don't know, Shedinja can only ever have 1 HP. That is because you can only hurt it with attacks that are super effective toward it. Meaning you can only hurt it with Ghost, Dark, Fire, Flying, or Rock type attacks. I'll explain that when I send Shedinja back out later in this match, so that's going to happen. So I call back Shedinja, and I instead send out my Quagsire, or my Goldberg. She is a Water Ground type Pokemon going against this Flareon, which is a Fire type Pokemon, which means she resists Fire type attacks. And I figured that was a better option than having Scizor out on the field with him getting hurt by Fire type attacks. But this is interesting. I've never seen a Flareon hold a Toxic Orb before, but then again, Flareon is a good physical attacker. And with Facade, that's going to really hurt my Quagsire. So that is a pretty clever strategy. I commend you, KirbyComment. But alright, I have strategies of my own. So now I send in Yellfox, my Delphox, my own Fire type. But she also has Psychic type attacks, so I can take care of this Flareon. He's using Protect, but he's still holding a Toxic Orb, so the poison's still going to hurt him. That's the downside of having a Toxic Orb. It's a clever strategy, KirbyComment, but I wouldn't advise that you keep it. Anyway, with this, I take down his Flareon. So goodbye, Flareon. Awesome job, Yellfox. 1 down, 5 to go. He sends in his Azumarill again, which is bad for my Delphox. So I use Shadow Ball. I'm waiting for my Delphox to go down because I don't want anything else to take a hit. He uses Play Rough, probably expecting me to switch, but Fire-type Pokemon resist Fairy-type attacks. So I keep Delphox, and they're using Psyshock this time because Psyshock is a special attack that deals damage based on the opponent's physical defense. So I didn't know if Azumarill had a higher defense or special defense stat, but I just alternated between both. So I go back into my Invincibug. Now, you see here that he has 135 HP. Like I said, Shedinja can only ever have 1 HP. You can hurt him with status ailments and attacks that are super effective toward him, but this isn't my Shedinja. This is a Zoroark disguised as a Shedinja, hoping that, you know, people will think it's a Shedinja, switch out, and then I'll attack him with Zoroark. Now, he figured this out because I'm using Night Daze, which is an attack that only Zoroark can learn, meaning Shedinja cannot learn Night Daze. With him knowing this, he's paralyzing me, trying to slow down my Zoroark, because Zoroark is a speedy opponent, and he's going into Porygon 2, a defensive Pokemon, or especially defensive Pokemon. Yeah, so I'm just trying to take down whatever I can. I mean, it's obvious that this is a Zoroark now. And he's using his Tri-Attack, which means my disguise is down! Yeah, lo and behold, for those few seconds you saw Shedinja with less than half of its health remaining, but it's still being alive. Yeah, it's either Shedinja has all of its health or none of its health. You're never really going to see it in the middle. Now, he's using Recover, so this is a definite defensive, especially defensive Porygon 2, which means it's quite annoying for me. I'm just trying to take it down with whatever I can. I'm kind of expecting my Zoroark to go down, to be honest. Now, my Zoroark has all sorts of attacks, and I'm just alternating with whatever I can. because Focus Blast is super effective toward it, but it has a 25% chance of missing. And then Foul Play is a physical attack, but it deals damage based on the opponent's physical attack stat, and Porygon 2 is not that good of a physical attacker, and at this point I'm just using whatever I can until my Zoroark dies. But then, after a few turns, I realize that this is getting repetitive, and I bet you he's waiting for me to get paralyzed. He's waiting for me to not be able to attack one turn so he can have full health and take down my Zoroark. But I'm like, that's not gonna happen! So I'm just doing whatever I can. I use Flamethrower at this point. Hoping to burn it or something, I don't know, and I figure, forget it! So I call Zoroark back, expecting him to attack, and I send in the real Invincibug. And because it's the real Invincibug, he can't hurt it unless he has a super effective attack. So I switch it back, expecting him to use a Ghost or a Dark type attack, which Zoroark resists. I want my Invincibug to stay there. He's using Recover, which actually surprised me, but I guess is a smart option, I don't know. I've got Zoroark on the field. He's calling back his Porygon 2, which surprised me, because on this turn, I was using Focus Blast. He goes into Lopunny, another normal type Pokemon, which means it's weak to fighting type attacks, and Focus Blast is a fighting type attack. So I take it down with my special attack, and that Lopunny is defeated. Awesome job, Zoroark. Whew! Alright. He goes back into his Azumarill, which is a Water Fairy type Pokemon, which means both my all of my attacks will not do a whole lot toward this thing. I have 2 Dark type attacks, Fairy type Pokemon resist Dark. I have 1 Fighting type attack, Fairy type Pokemon resist Fighting, and I have 1 Fire type attack, and because it's part Water type, it resists Fire. So pretty much Azumarill is like the perfect counter to my Zoroark. I send in Invincibug because I don't think he can hurt me with Azumarill. He has Play Rough and some Water type attack. Yeah, he cannot hurt me. I was not sure as to why he wasn't switching out, but I figured he didn't want anything else to take a hit. And I also forgot that Fairy resisted Bug, but whatever, I take down this thing eventually. So awesome job, Invincibug, awesome job, Zoroark. Ooh, I just love that combination. So there you go. Goodbye, Azumarill. Slowly but surely, I'm getting through his team. He sends in Exeggutor, a Psychic Grass type Pokemon, meaning it's a Pokemon that's 4 times weak to Bug type attacks. So I'm using Exeggutor here, and I almost kill it, but not quite. He realizes that he can finally take down my Invincibug, and he uses Leech Seed, which is an attack that, you know, can take down a Shedinja. So my Shedinja is finally defeated, and with that, I pretty much have to win with force from here on out. My strategy has run out. Both my Zoroark and my Shedinja are down! And my Delphox is also defeated. And yeah. So I send in... Well, hang on. That Exeggutor is still eating its berries with its friggin' harvest ability, whatever, okay. So I send in my other bug type, my Scizor. Yeah, Shedinja and Scizor, I believe, are the only 2 bug type Pokemon that I have. And I coincidentally used them both in this match. But anyway, I Mega Evolved my Scizor. I figure I just need to get rid of this Exeggutor. That harvest ability is gonna get annoying. He uses Protect, presumably to get another berry thanks to his ability. I try to use U-Turn because that's a bug type attack that I have. Yeah, he gets another berry, but thankfully his health isn't low enough to the point where he can use it. He's using Leech Seed, which is actually pointless because U-Turn switches me out of the battle, which means I'm not going to be giving him any HP because of Leech Seed. So his Exeggutor is down, and his Leech Seed is completely wasted. So goodbye, Exeggutor. Awesome job, Ryan. And Ryan comes back to me, and then I send in my other Pokemon, my Ian, or my Throw. This is Throw's Pokemon BATAW battle debut, alongside Shedinja. I think those are the only 2 new ones in this match. So yeah, he has an Emolga, which I actually didn't think I'd be fighting. I didn't know what he was doing at first. He's raising his speed. I figure, okay, I'll just boost my stats. I don't know exactly what he's gonna do. But I figure I may as well raise my attack and my defense. I'm also specially defensive, so now I'm kind of well-rounded. He's using Taunt, but that's fine because I wasn't going to use Bulk Up on this turn. I instead was going to use Ice Punch to take down that pesky flying type. That's also electric type, but whatever. So he's Baton Passing, which means any stat boost that Emolga got goes on to the next Pokemon. Since he used Agility, that means his speed goes up. And since he's using Baton Pass, all of his speed boosts have now gone to this Porygon 2. So now this Porygon 2 is pretty much ready to go, and I use that to my advantage. I figured he's definitely faster than me, he's attacking me, I'm specially defensive, and I bet you I can take a hit. Thankfully enough, I do, and I use Revenge, an attack that deals double the damage if I go second. So that Porygon 2 is down, that means all he has left is that Emolga, which is about to die. So my taunt wears off, that doesn't really matter too much. He goes back to his Emolga, and right here, right now, he uses Charge Beam and misses, and I use Ice Punch and defeat the Emolga, which means I have won this battle. Good game, KirbyComment. Good game indeed. Ha. Well, how was that? Was that good? Yeah, I hope so. Well, that wraps up this match of Pokemon BATAW. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Remember, if you'd like to leave your own match request, click on the link in the description where you can leave a request. Just follow the rules in that video, or else I might not accept your request. Anyway, that wraps up this match of Pokemon BATAW, and the sped up version of this match will play in just a second. See you all in future videos. Bye-bye, humans.